Thank you very much, Josep. We are here in the cloud, as you said, and we start again with another batch of startups. In this case, is the fifth. We start the batch of e-commerce and logistics, and the first vertical is e-commerce. And I want to introduce the first startup. Is ESUS, a digital economic observatory based on quality data. Please, ESUS, if you want to come to the virtual stage, please.
Hi, David here. I'm the
No
founder
lo
and
escucho, es
CEO of
normal.
Asia's Economic Observatory, a company with 10 years of history and experience. I'm going to introduce you my company by sharing a very brief presentation with some use cases that probably will illustrate very well what we do. At Issues, we do what it says here. We map and analyze retail on entire cities globally. That means that we are capable of collecting data at any city in the world and process it in order to make our reports. Let me show you a first case scenario that we had a few years ago when we collaborated with the city of New York in order to understand what was going on there at the time. On 2018, when it was allowed to travel, we had the opportunity to meet the economic development department at the city. So we went there, I traveled there in order to have the meeting. And when I was just landed, there was this New York Times published 2 years ago telling that there was an issue with occupancy at the main avenues in Manhattan. So according to this guy, Corey Kilgannon, the reporter, the retail reporter at New York Times, there were too many empty retail spaces all along the main avenues in Manhattan, which in case of being true, it was a big issue. As it was New York Times telling so, it was on everybody's mouth. So as soon as people there asked me, David, what do you do for a life? And I told them that I was rolling the Economic Observatory. They went out with this report on New York Times, and all of them had an opinion based on that. So the first opinion I had was coming from the host, the Airbnb host, Victoria, this girl here. She was telling me that probably the excess of empty spaces was because Trump charged a new tax to the landlords. So they repassed the tax to the retailers. The retailers couldn't pay, so they had to close. Well, and why Trump did that? Because Trump hated New York because New York didn't vote for him. Well, that's a conspiracy theory, perfectly American, that I had as a first taste in the city. Next day, when I went to have some breakfast, this guy, the waiter, asked me, David, what do you do for a life? And I answered the question. So he went with the same thing, the same article. David, have you read the New York Times news about Manhattan and retail? And I said, yes, I did. So what's your opinion? And he said this sentence that you probably heard sometime, which is Amazon is to blame because Amazon is killing the retail. Amazon has a diabolic plan at the end of which there won't be more brick and mortar all over the planet. Okay, another theory. Finally, I met the guy at the Economic Development Department, Blaise, and he told me, look, David, I've read what New York Times said, but I definitely cannot confirm that because I don't have the data to do that. And even if I had the data, I couldn't confirm because I'm not an analyst. So I cannot handle the indicators in order to tell if we have a problem of excess of vacant premises or which is the magnitude of this problem and where do we have it, etc. So I said, okay, don't worry, Blaise, we can do it for you. It's what we do for a life. So we are going to check this problem and come back with a solution and a diagnose. So we did. Next thing we did was mapping the entire city of Manhattan. We deployed our geographers, geographers network there, and we collected every single store that was there, like more than 30,000. And then once we had this beautiful map that you see here, where every red spot is a store that we visited, then we could extract some indicators. And let me show you. This one is the table with the values of occupancy for every single borough on Manhattan. As you can see, most of the boroughs have clearly more than 80% occupancy. And in an average, you have almost 90% occupancy, which means that in a very dense retail grid as there is in Manhattan, this is an excellent occupancy. A 90% occupancy is an excellent occupancy. So there was definitely not an issue with occupancy, and New York Times was wrong for the relief of the Economic Development Department of the City of New York. Okay, this is a very clear example, a very neat example of what we do. And let me show you a little bit more. For example, what we do is collecting data all over the planet, but we also use public sources as other companies do. But collecting data is what makes us special, because this data is data that the City of New York doesn't have. And this makes us special. We can tell to the locals what's going on in their own city. This is very important. It makes us special and competitive. And we can map cities everywhere and all sizes. This is Glasgow, for example, or Lisbon, or Bilbao, or Sao Paulo in Brazil. We also map Sao Paulo and many other cities in Brazil, New York, or Barcelona. And we can compare, we can do benchmarking in order to extract powerful indicators and tell you what's going on. For example, we discovered that Barcelona is probably one of the more intense city in terms of retail. Do you know that there are more than 1,000 stores per square kilometer in Barcelona, in huge areas in Barcelona, more than in New York? In New York, we have 700 stores per square kilometer. And for example, in London, they have less than 200 stores per square kilometer. So this is powerful data that we can compare and we can treat from a global perspective, but at the same time, at a very detailed level. So we can help retailers, we can help the cities, we can help real estate agencies and owners in order to evaluate the perfect and precise scenario what it's coming to retail. So thank you for your patience and have a nice day.
Thank you very much, David. Very interesting solution that retailers can take an advantage of your quality data. And we will introduce the second startup in this vertical, is the Codictive. It provides biometric neuromarketing. Good afternoon. You are ready?
Thank you so much for the introduce. First of all, we are the Codictive. We create a neuromarketing analysis powered by artificial intelligence to help business truly understand the clients like never before. We detected one problem in these sectors. First of all, the creating well the performing, and then the cost-efficient advertising campaigns is increasingly challenging. So now we have two types of ad testing: the traditional method that can be inaccurate and costly and time-consuming, and then the neuromarketing method that is high accuracy but really expensive for a lot of companies. So we create the solution in the middle of these sites with high-powered software to test any visual stimulus, providing accurate and consistent information. We using the eye tracking and the emotion analysis to reveal how users feel about some stimuli. and understand how consumer exactly feel, finding the right communication to the strategy becomes easy. The process that we create is really easy because we first of all define the project with the clients, the goals and the KPIs. We select the target testers with the company. Then we create the study, and then we deliver with a heat map and with a really visual report, and we create the strategy with the company to be successful in this technology. The different use cases that we work is the TV ads, the social media ads, the user experience texting, the product design, billboards, and the market research. So we detected that this year's the neuromarketing increased the numbers of the percentage of the successful in the companies, and the advertising market is more competitive than ever, so the companies need to stand out to sell the products. The market side in these sectors is the total addressable market with 12 billions. Then the serviceable available market with 1 billion, and then the serviceable obtainable market is 13 million. So it's a really it's a good number because we can obtain the revenue with current burn rate month over month. We grow in 2 years. So the final product that we create is a dashboard, a really easy dashboard for everybody can read and create the new strategy. And our roadmap is now to create a long-term contract with the companies, and then we see the future with a cloud budget like a SaaS. So all the companies can work with us in the easy way. So now we have a pay-per-service service. So we want to introduce a monthly recurring in the future. And our distribution channels are the direct sales, the blog and webinars, and the marketing agencies. And our target sectors are like creative agencies, e-commerce, video production, market research companies, and corporations like banks, TV channels, movie production companies, marketing films. Now we have 12 people in the company. It's a good notice because we increase the people month per month. And we want to say that this project happened because we have a really good investors. It's Phil Roos Capital that they help us a lot. So this is the Coditive. Thank you so much for hearing me.
Thank you very much. Very interesting solution, and we think that these kind of solutions will increase in the near future. And now we want to introduce the next startup, Nax Solution, that is a remote sensing engineering consultancy specialized in satellite image processing and machine learning. If you want, the virtual stage is yours.
Hello, nice to meet you. This is Aaron de Bernardes from Nax Solutions. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the opportunity. What we do is we are a remote sensing company that, in short words, we use a satellite image to monitor crops, but we don't only monitor crops. We learn from each crop, each variety, each day of harvest, each day of seed. We learn from everything that happened in the crops along the life of the crops. And with this learning, what we can do is we can predict. We can say where you need to make some irrigation, how much you need to irrigate. After we can do a control of this irrigation. That's amazing because we know, everyone knows that we have a huge problem in the planet with water. Before go to Mars, we need to fix what we are doing here. We need to be more efficient. We can know how much fertilizer the crops needs. We can monitor if the fertilizer that we put in the crop was efficient or not, just in terms to take a decision to apply a second doses. And this is really helpful. I will do an example. The nitrogen, the last campaign, the price was 300 euros per ton. This year is around 800 euros per ton. The industry is crazy to try to find a solution to be more efficient. Every 5 days, we use open source data, but our add value is the capacity to monitor and the capacity to predict. And a special add value is that we can see through the clouds, that this is something that nobody can do with final information in the industry. This is what we do. Now, what is the situation of the company? We start 3 years ago. We actually are in 16 countries. We never raise money. We start with to grow in organic way. The day of today, after 3 years, we have a ARR of 1 million euros. We are really a profitable company. We are a beta positive, sorry. And we are in a stage to grow and try to have some speed in the startup, and we will open a round A in the end of this year to try to raise our first round. As we never did before, but we want to grow faster. We want to grow with some key partners. We are looking for key partners in this new season for the company. As I comment, it's a good product. We can see through the clouds. We can learn from the crops. We are in 16 countries. We are the biggest company in some kind of crops. We have an ARR of 1 million euros. We are positive in cash flow. We are 14. We are in Alicante, and we will be good to meet you if you are interested in our company. We will have some investor from different countries that we will start to have conversation. If you want to know more about our company, just go to info@naxsolutions.com, and it will be amazing to contact you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nax Solution. Very interesting solution also to digitalize agriculture sector that is important for efficient, as you said, and sustainability. Thank you very much. And the next startup that are in the same vertical is Persualia. We asked for the Tony that joined us before. Hi, Tony, again. Persualia is a design marketing strategy with chatbots, and as you listen it before, is based on artificial intelligence. Tony, the floor is yours again.
Hi, everybody. There's tons of people asking me, but why are you named Persualia? What does Persualia means? Well, of course, it's a new word, a word invented by us for the company, which is the mix of two different words. One is, of course, persuasion. But the second one is the word that you will know, which is paraphernalia, which means many different things of different nature. So Persualia is about using the many different tools of digital marketing, of digital advertising, with the aim to persuade. Persuade who? Well, we help our clients to persuade their clients, but who are their clients? Most of them are you, because most of our clients are NGO, non-profit organizations. So we are looking for you to ask for support for their causes. So we are going to ask you for donations or recurring donations, or raise the voice campaigns, or take action campaigns, etc. But we also help different companies to help them to sell their products, like our sweetest client, which is Lindt chocolate. I know that you love chocolate. We also love chocolate. This is the reason why we work for Lindt and Sprungly chocolate, to help them to sell chocolate, which is obviously not so complicated as trying to get a donation for a NGO. And we also work for political causes or lobbies to help them to persuade their audiences for completely different reasons and to get different things. I will not enter in examples here because confidentiality obliges us to not to tell, but you can easily imagine that. And how do you work, or how do you use digital advertising mixed with artificial intelligence? As you have already listened in my previous talk, we use machine learning and we use artificial intelligence to work to find the audiences and to work with personalized custom messages one to one with different people to try to persuade them. And we use, as you already know, we use chatbots to do that. Chatbots are an excellent way to open conversations looking for persuasion, because chatbots helps us to gain quality time with people. Chatbots are very new and has focused attention of our users. So we use chatbots to segment people for their interests, to do qualification. We are not going to ask for a donation for an NGO if the user of the chatbot is not previously qualified in some way. We are going to acquire leads inside the chatbots or get payments to convert them. And these are the main tools of our persuasion paraphernalia combined in this kind of new interface of software, which are chatbots. We are a team with combined digital strategists, digital marketers, copywriters, graphic designers, and most of them, the new engineers, the marketing engineers, most of them are being formed in this university, La Salle. So right now, engineers and copywriters and digital marketers are working together in Persualia and many other marketing agencies around the world to help their clients, causes, political parties, or companies to persuade in an ethical way to get their goals. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tony. As you said, I think these kind of solutions will increase in the near future a lot, and we hope all of them used in an ethical way. Thank you very much, Tony. And the next one, I think Aunoa is not ready. For this reason, we move to another vertical, logistics, and we ask to Logistico, please come to the virtual stage. You are ready? The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Let's go to show Logistico. I'm Alfonso, CEO co-founder of Logistico, and from our company, we are transforming the delivery and fulfillment process for every last mile logistic process. Starting with the market, the e-commerce has changed the supply chain and multiplied last mile delivery across every industry in a very short time. More than 90% of retailers consider a last mile a critical differentiator to make more money. At the same time, most of all SMEs, logistic companies, retailer partners, and brands do not yet use a digital tool to manage their ops. And actually, 84% consumers won't return after just one poor delivery experience. So we definitely can say that it's impossible to compete for all these players against big ones who develop their own technology. Therefore, we built Logistico, a cloud-based last-mile logistic management to help them to scale up to optimize their customer experience at their logistic operations. With that, we are digitizing the entire life cycle logistic process, from orders through warehouses, dispatching, and finally offering the best customer experience. Also, an entire reporting engine and aggregates all the data in one solution. And our customers said, that is truth. We are empowering their day-to-day, becoming tech partner for the core business, getting strong benefits, easiest operations, delight their customer, and being more sustainable, with a real impact in their P&L. Customers like Fede Pharma, leader pharmacy logistic operator, Servicio Móvil, supply leader for hospital, or Global Immune, that all you know, and more than 20 customers nowadays. This is a massive opportunity with unprecedented growth. Just in Europe, the opportunity is more than 1 billion, talking about 20 million deliveries per day. Our main differentiation set for our customer is the fast friendly integration and the easy of use of our strong modular solution, like tailor-made. And as indicated before, we are unified the third-party logistic and the retailers covered in one solution, growing their business, delight their customer, and optimizing also their ops. Our business model is simple. It's a B2B SaaS making money in a very simple way, counting the deliveries and the features that they need to digitize their day-to-day. Talking about the most important value, Logistico, the team, we have an international and startup experience in Australia, Germany, or Japan, for example, supported by GoHub as a lead investor. We achieved a rapid traction in short time. From January till today, our MRR growth in 12x and our North metric with more than 13x. Getting on target right now with in our VP plan, in a short time, we'll multiply per 5 the revenue, and our main achievement is to reach 100k MRR in Q2 2023. To achieve that, in our first round, we are looking for 650k with 150 secure from GoHub to become more robust and to be focused in Northern Europe, offering an integrated modular solution for every logistic process, and with the headquarters in Malaga. Recapping, Logistico born in one of the hottest markets in the economy, with a huge validating needs, commit growth in few months, and with a big purpose. Provide sustainability, making profitable, and build a feature where they can fulfill all their promises to the customer. If you don't want to know more about Logistico, about the round, please contact us, equipo@logistico.es, and let's become leading with us. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. All the investors that are hearing us today, please take note that Logistico is looking for you. Thank you very much. And we move to the other startup. We move back to the other vertical, e-commerce again. Auno, I think, is already ready for the pitch. Perfect.
Yes.
The virtual floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I apologize because I prepared the speech in Spanish. I don't know how to do it in English.
If you prefer to speak Spanish, don't worry.
Yeah, because if I have to translate now, I spend half an hour. So
don't worry. If you want Spanish, English, Portuguese, maybe we don't understand you very well, but we in the entrepreneur world, we know a lot of language.
The problem is I prepared in Spanish, and to have to translate now on the fly, it's very difficult for me. Well, mi nombre es Fernando Pérez, director corporativo de Aunoa. Aunoa es una compañía centrada en el desarrollo de software para la automatización de servicios de atención al cliente, utilizando tecnologías de inteligencia artificial, fundamentalmente procesamiento del lenguaje natural y deep learning. ¿Qué hacemos o por qué? Somos un equipo de personas apasionadas por la tecnología de la comunicación, que llevamos más de 20 años trabajando juntos. Esta es, de hecho, nuestra tercera empresa. Y venimos observando últimamente que los servicios de atención al cliente son percibidos generalmente como una experiencia negativa, como una pesadilla para mucha gente, pero también para las propias empresas y para los empleados que trabajan en esos servicios de atención al cliente. Se ha convertido en un gran quebradero de cabeza. Lo que pretendemos es cambiar radicalmente esa percepción, aplicando la tecnología y nuestra experiencia en la comunicación para ofrecer una experiencia de uso mucho mejor, que contribuya a la percepción de calidad de los productos o servicios que venda la empresa y no los desmerezca, como está sucediendo en muchas ocasiones. De hecho, quien no ha tenido malas o muy malas experiencias con los servicios de atención al cliente. De hecho, lo curioso es que solemos comentar con nuestros amigos las que han sido buenas, cosa que es extraño cuanto menos, ¿no? Y bien, ¿y cómo lo hacemos? A ver, la mayoría de empresas a día de hoy tienen sistemas de atención al cliente que no están alineados, que no son acordes a los procesos o productos que ofrecen. ¿Y por qué está sucediendo esto? Básicamente por tres razones. La primera es una brecha digital, pero en realidad es una brecha de canales. Lo que está sucediendo es que hace ya tiempo que los canales más utilizados por las personas en su vida diaria son diferentes de los que tradicionalmente han venido utilizando las empresas con sus clientes. Y esto especialmente se debe a la masiva adopción de las aplicaciones de mensajería. Y aquí hablo de WhatsApp, de Telegram, de Facebook, de Twitter, de todo. Y en las empresas, los principales canales de atención al cliente siguen siendo tres: el teléfono, el email y la web. Cuando ya hay generaciones enteras, las más jóvenes, aunque también las más mayores, que no usan ninguno de los tres, ¿no? En segundo lugar, los hábitos de consumo. Desde hace unos cuantos años, y más con todo lo sucedido con la pandemia, el e-commerce y en general los servicios online están disparados, es decir, pero se compra mucho más online, no solo e-commerce. Pero igual que la gente quiere comprar a cualquier hora del día o de la noche, un festivo o no festivo, también quiere que se le atienda inmediatamente, ¿eh? Y la mayoría de las empresas no están preparadas para ofrecer un servicio 24/7 por 365 días al año, continuo. Y en tercer lugar, son las personas. Los centros de atención al cliente, como consecuencia de lo anterior, cada vez están más desbordados. Las campañas continuas los saturan aún más y la gente no da más de sí. La gente se quema en las personas. Ello provoca que al final haya una gran rotación en este tipo de centros, con los enormes costes que luego conlleva reclutar, formar de nuevo a esas personas y, lo que es mucho peor, que ese conocimiento se va con las personas, no se queda en la empresa. Por tanto, nuestro objetivo aquí es proporcionar una solución en forma de SaaS B2B, ¿vale? de plataforma más servicios realmente, para automatizar en todo lo posible el proceso de atención al cliente, hacerlo más eficiente, que esté siempre disponible, que tenga, por supuesto, una mejor experiencia del cliente porque usa todos los canales, y ayudar a los agentes humanos cuando el proceso automático no sabe resolver la cuestión, quitarles las tareas repetitivas que no aportan valor y, lo que es más importante, que ese conocimiento de las personas se quede en la empresa, no se vaya con ellos. Y luego, finalmente, ¿cómo lo hacemos o qué hacemos? Bueno, supongo que llegados a este punto todos os estáis preguntando, ¿al final estamos hablando de chatbots? Sí, pero no, en realidad es mucho más que eso. Al final nosotros proporcionamos un conjunto completo de capa de software y servicios que cubre el proceso de atención al cliente de inicio a fin. Tenemos dos aspectos clave de diferenciación. El primero es la tecnología, que es totalmente propia y nos proporciona que las integraciones sean muy sencillas con los sistemas del cliente, sean muy rápidas, de pocas semanas. Un proyecto típico nuestro va de 2 a 4 semanas, nunca más. Y en segundo lugar es que utilizamos una metodología radicalmente diferente para el entrenamiento y la supervisión de los modelos lingüísticos de las plataformas de chatbots. Al final combinamos el aprendizaje automático, el machine learning, con el supervisado, y es supervisado por perfiles como lingüistas o psicólogos, puesto que al final no debemos olvidar que estamos tratando con personas, ¿no? Y sobre todo, no implicamos recursos del cliente. O sea, no le damos una plataforma y le decimos, háztelo tú mismo, porque los clientes suelen no tener recursos para hacerlo y menos de ciertos perfiles. Bueno, y finalmente, por acabar, en cuanto a la empresa, que cómo está la empresa, cuál es nuestra situación. Aunua apenas tiene 2 años de vida, pero la evolución ha sido bastante rápida. Fue creada con capital de los 4 socios fundadores. Empezamos a operar en 2020 y ahora tenemos 2 docenas de clientes relevantes en varios países en 5 países y sectores. Y desde que empezamos a operar, que realmente hace año y medio, tenemos ya unos ingresos anuales recurrentes de 280.000 euros, sin churn de clientes, es decir, no hay pérdida de clientes, al contrario, hay upgrades que llamamos, y la evolución, digamos que cuarto a cuarto, o trimestre a trimestre, perdón, es de un 60% en crecimiento intertrimestral. El modelo de negocio es un formato típico de SaaS y servicios con un ticket medio de unos 1.200 euros al mes, que es mucho menos de lo que cuesta simplemente añadir una persona de atención al cliente, que solo te podría cubrir realmente un turno de entre semana o fin de semana. Y bueno, al final como clientes, pues bueno, todos aquellos que tengan un alto volumen de atención al cliente, da igual el sector, somos transversales y multisectoriales porque la atención al cliente también lo es. Estamos consiguiendo unas tasas de automatización medias de un 68% y en cualquier caso siempre por encima del 50%, lo cual es muchísimo. En algunos el 90%, pero vamos, de media casi un 70%. Y bueno, no me extiendo más, creo que habré llegado a los 5 minutos o me habré pasado.
Creo que estamos ya pasando.
Eso es todo. Cualquier cosa en nuestra web hay para encontrarnos fácilmente.
Perfecto, muchísimas gracias Ainhoa, te he cambiado el nombre. Como decías, es una solución muy interesante. Todas las empresas están súper preocupadas por atender bien a sus clientes y los usuarios también estamos encantados de que haya soluciones que nos hagan más fácil el proceso. Muchísimas gracias.